Welcome to another video. This is one of these updates where I let you in on what's going on with my life and as well as what will be the content schedule for the week. So first off, I always want to say thank you to the patrons who support me, and if you don't already, please consider doing so for as little as $1. That's how content like this gets made. Onwards to talk about what will happen on the channel this week, what I'm working on, across all the social channels, in fact. So the first one that I want to talk about is one that I've mentioned before, which is this beautiful place, which if you go to Arashiyama, which is quite famous in Kyoto, it's got this beautiful bridge and people go out in boats, and we actually made the e-board video there. That was something that we did recently. Adjacent to this is an area called Hozukyo. And Hozukyo is this beautiful river that you can go along and is absolutely stunning in fall, and probably one of the greatest shocking experiences I had in terms of, oh, this is what Japanese fall is actually like. I'd been here for many years but never seen something like that before until I went there. So I went for a hike with some friends, and the format of this one, unlike the most recent that I put up on the channel, is going to be more like a vlog, in the sense that it's just going to be all the images and recorded footage that I put in, so you can be taken along on this journey with us when we went to do this. And then I will do a voiceover for it, but where there was, in the most recent video that I put up, a script where I wrote that out and edited it and drafted it and so on, I'm gonna compose the video and then freeform ad-lib over top of it. So it's gonna be easy breezy, cheap and cheerful, fun video where you get to see this incredible place that I hope if you ever come to Kyoto that you get to experience. Second to that, the other video that I will work on, which may then have to fall into the next week for the different moving parts that are involved with it, is a video where I do another script, another personal reflection, and it's going to talk about where I'm going in my life. So if that's something that interests you, cool. If not, I completely understand. I'm just another asshole on the internet. But those are the two pieces of content that I have planned that I will work on immediately, that will get going, and hopefully you can enjoy. The other places to check out what I'll be doing is on my website, of course, which I would have flashed down at the bottom already. Of course, on my Instagram. I also have TikTok. That was one where I couldn't ignore, again, the audience. Also, it's very cool over there how it's a younger audience. So I get to, I was going to say expose myself to younger people, but don't do that, don't do that. More people who are younger will see what it is that I create, which will be very cool for TikTok. So you got the Interstice podcast as well. That's the other piece of content, which we have now moved to twice weekly. And I'm really still trying to decide whether it should be that it's on Wednesday and Saturday, or if we move those to some other configuration. I'm still figuring that out. I think obviously the quality of it is king, and that's the most important thing that will interest people and be the reason that they want to check out the podcast. But then it does matter when in the week people would most like to have those things available to them. So perhaps that's something, if you do enjoy the podcast, but you also enjoy this over here, if you let me know in the comments what schedule works best for you, because I really can listen to people. There's not that many people listening to the podcast. So tailoring it then for the people who do is something that is a high priority for myself. Those are the three major things. And then, of course, there's the basic socials that I would have flashed across the bottom for the additional content that I would make, like reels and shorts and so on like that. In terms of my own life, things are good. Things are challenging. I won't stop fighting. It's a good challenge. People are kind to me. I'm very gracious. No, I have a great deal of gratitude for everyone that's in it, the guidance, the openness that they give me, and I'm just I've got a big old mountain of gratitude right now for the good people that are in my life who enrich it. Big changes always. I'm very fond of saying my life is anything but boring, and I like it that way. That's cool. That's all right. It does mean that it's pretty intense at times. There's often, stability is not so much a theme, but when I'm reading this book right now, which I am, called Anti-Fragile, I've found that often instability can be a sign of anti-fragility. It's good to have a little instability in your life. I've determined. I think this is true. Aside from that, I want to keep it, as I said, short, easy breezy, beautiful, and not weigh this conversation down with a huge conversation. But those are the things I'm going to be creating. If I would like to say now as well, one final note, that if you are interested in being a guest on the podcast, that you can contact me at the contact I would have listed down below, and we can have a conversation. That's how I had Jason on the other day, and it was incredible just hearing the work he'd done on Spider-Man, on what else was it, on Angry Birds, and for me, maybe the most important was Love, Death, and Robots. And we got to talk about, as a model, texture, animator, designer, his sort of life, how he had a path through to do what he does. And it was fascinating, and I hope to have more conversations like that when I can get guests onto the podcast. I appreciate you so much, whether it's Patreon, whether you're just tuning in. All of this is a form of support. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I really do look forward to keeping this mad pace, which we have now taken on the channel, where I am present. And for those who are interested in what I'm doing, you actually have a steady stream of interaction and content that you can participate in. That's all it's going to be. I think my chair is sinking. I think I need a new one. That's all for now. Take care.